Hello, my friends. So today we are going to talk a little bit about behind the scenes of my own business. I know that a lot of times on here, I do a lot of interviewing and get the behind the scenes scoops on other people's business. Today, we are talking about the BTS of pausing a business. So what's funny about this topic is that when I was originally thinking of it, it was going to be a podcast episode about balancing businesses. And now it has shifted. So let's get into a little background, and I'm going to tell you how I came to this decision. So, what do I do in my business? Currently, I am an intentional growth coach for soulful service providers. So, I have coaching on one side of my business. I also have a couple of online business manager clients. So for the past few years, I have been working one-on-one with retainer OBM clients as my main business. And I, have been shifting away from that. So I only have a couple of those clients and they're just there. We do the work. And last year, so in 2023, in the spring of 2023, I was wanting to shift more away from the one-on-one retainer work for all of the reasons that I talk about in these podcast episodes. But to sum it up, it really is, for me, it is my zone of excellence. It is something that I enjoy, that I've learned so much from. But coaching is my zone of genius. This is my passion. I really, really love coaching and really getting in and supporting and incorporating all of my background and using what I have learned from working with these 6- and 7-figure entrepreneurs, as well as from my psychology background, my yoga teacher training, all of the inner work things that I've done, combining that all and helping other soulful service providers grow their businesses intentionally and sustainably, and focusing on the things that they do well and the things that are in flow. So if I'm going to coach this, I have to live this as well, right? I can't be out here saying one thing and then doing something completely opposite, which is kind of what I had been veering towards. So let me tell you why. So back to last year, I was saying, okay, I want to shift away from these OBM retainer clients. I wanted to go into something where I was more just kind of like, at the top, be in the CEO position and not have to do all of the work. So I was talking with a really, really dear friend who's going to be on this podcast coming up. And we became business partners in aligned systems builds. So we partnered up because she's a ClickUp vetted, all of these things, like super skilled at this. I was going to be in charge of the marketing. She was going to be in charge of overseeing the implementing. We had a really cool business model. So last year we made the website, we got some of our foundations in place. We actually took on an OBM client, decided that wasn't really the way to go, let that go after a little bit, and then restructured it to be all about systems. So we had to redo some of our foundation, all of the things you have to do to create a business. And fast forward a year later, we've had a couple of amazing systems build clients. However, at the same time that I'm, building and really focusing on my coaching business, I'm also having my OBM clients and I'm building this systems business at the same time. Now, how was I balancing this? I was balancing it, it's like, okay. And now I'll give you a couple of things about what I was going to talk about before I decided to pause and get back to why I'm pausing. So throughout this year, I was balancing them fine, right? So we would meet, say, okay, these are our goals. This is what we're going to do. I would set aside some time to do those things. Like, for instance, develop this freebie, create the talk outline for going on podcasts. The balancing honestly came in the marketing. So my marketing for coaching and my marketing for systems builds were totally separate. I knew that I did not have myself the capacity to be on social media 100% for both of those businesses. So in order to be in alignment with what would work best, I have one marketing system for coaching. So in the coaching realm, I am on social media. I'm doing the freebies. I'm getting people on my list. I'm really engaged. I'm out there. Like, I'm on all the platforms. We're on YouTube. We're doing podcasting, social media, and it's not. And before you're like, oh my God, you have to do all things. You do not. I do one thing, honestly. The podcasting is my main kind of bigger piece of content, and a lot of it is repurposing from there. So honestly, for me, it's record a podcast episode, which I love doing, write a weekly email, and then everything else is repurposed with the help of my VA. So she started Pinterest. Like, we have all these things going. None of it is falling on my shoulders. I have systems in place, so it's really easy. It flows really well. So don't think that like I'm over here doing like all the things, because when you have the systems in place, it goes smoothly. So that's a side note. So that's that side. So the other side, I said, no, I'm not going to be on social media. I can't. I do not have the time for this, right? I can't balance all of these things. So we decided that on that side, we were going to do focuses more on the speaking and on the connection calls and create and do summits and things like this and build up the database of people in this way. So have it be a little bit less intense. We have a 9 grid on Instagram, so it's not really social media focused. So it was, a bit quote unquote easier. And then, so even with this, it was still, in the past couple of months, it has been weighing on me a bit, like, oh, I really want to get this done on this side. I really want to get this done on this side. And how do I carve out the time? Where do I find the balance? And when it came down to it, I couldn't. And not in a bad way, right? So not in a way of, oh my God, I'm working 24/7. No, I'm not working like that, because I refuse to anymore. I have, and we know I burnt out hardcore. I work so much. Now we're doing things in a much more balanced way. I'm putting my mental health first. I'm putting balance first. I'm putting this first so I can show up the best for my clients, for my business, for myself, for my partner, for my dogs, for everybody. So this is a non-negotiable at this point moving forward. So could I work a ton and get all of these things done? I could, but I'm not going to, because it would be to the detriment of everything. Because if I did that, I would burn out again. Everything would fall apart, right? Because I would not be giving the best of myself. So if you're thinking of these things, you can 100%. If you say, I am multi-passionate, I want to do more than one thing, I do more than one thing right now. 2 things, 3 things, maybe a bit much for me. But there are ways, right, to do it with the right support, with the right everything. So if this is what's calling to you, if you're really excited about it, then do it. Also, try it out. If you say, oh, let me try. I'm a big proponent of getting the experience and feeling into it and then making the decision from there. So what happened was, where did the pause come from? The pause came from her and I, this business partner and I, having a conversation. And thankfully, she is amazing. We agree on all the things. There's no weirdness. There's no push and pull. Everything is very flowy, very easy, very transparent, very open between us. So if you want to work with somebody, obviously these are things to keep in mind. We've been working together in one capacity or another since 2019. It's good. So she's also a certified online business manager like myself. She has her own business as well. This partnership was something to do, to bring in some extra income, to do this, to kind of like have it be easy in a way, because it would be, right? It's very easy to build these really cool systems. For us, it was fun, fun to work together. And in this conversation, she said, and I had said, I need a little pause. Like, I need a break because I need to focus on XYZ and the coaching side. And then I'm going to come back to doing this thing in a little bit. And she had said, well, this is to the effect of, listen, this is our secondary businesses. We don't have to do it right now. We don't have to. And the skill, I guess, that I have developed is really, really being in touch with my own intuition. And when I feel it, I trust it 100%. I don't question it. I did before, but I no longer have oh, what would this person think? Oh, we did all the, have all of these things that come in. When I feel it 100%, I say, okay. And it has never steered me wrong. So she said that, and my intuition told me, I felt inside of me, she's right. It's not the time for this. Right now is not the time for building and growing two businesses simultaneously while having a third one running in the background. It's not the time. And once I only had to sit with it for like a minute, and I felt it, I listened to it. And once that happened, I then felt relief. Your intuition you'll always feel good. There will never be any doubts, any second guessing, any of these things when it is your highest truth that's guiding you. So drew up a plan, said, okay, let's do this. And she agrees, like, great. So what we're doing is we were working on this free systems course, a little, an opt-in, and we recorded it, and we just have to write the emails and the opt-in page. So we're going to do that, right? We're going to do that. I'm going to continue to have Pinterest running to do that. I'm going to continue to talk about it passively, so it's going to be there. The website will still be there. So I added a second Dubsado. I am going to take that off, and we're going to do ClickUp forms instead, because she's ClickUp queen. So we're going to switch over some of these things, have a little bit less of an automated onboarding to save that investment, because it's not really needed for right now. So it will be running in the background. When I have connection calls and I talk to people, I will say, oh, we also do this. This is how I've gotten the clients. It was through these connection calls. But I'm no longer going to be actively marketing it. And that feels good for now. And that's amazing. It feels good for her. We're simplifying. So in the end, it came down to priorities. And this is also to say that I am not killing it forever, right? So I said, we're going to do it because this is easy for us. We're good at it. This is, it's fun. We love working together. It's a great extra income on the side to have these projects come in, and great. But we're not going to focus on actively marketing it at this time. In the future, if it feels like the right time to bring in the marketing, then we will do that. We'll return to it. Fabulous. We don't feel bad. There's no regret, right? There's no, oh. And this is because of my trust. I trust myself. I trust my decisions. I trust my intuition. And this is a skill that I have built. And also alongside of this, like I was saying earlier, coaching is my priority. This is my passion. This is what I'm amazing at. This is the thing that really gives me energy, the thing that like lights me up at the end of a coaching call. I'm like, let's go. I'm so excited like when we're doing these things, and I have things I want to do. So that is my priority in this season. And I know that, and I have to listen to myself and embody that. So all of this talk, I hope this little behind the scenes of how I made this decision is really helpful for you to hear about if you are kind of struggling with, oh, I have these different directions. What do I do? Can I do things at the same time? 100% yes. Right now I'm doing two things at the same time, because one of them I don't have to market, right? One of them is not taking up all of my time in terms of marketing. This is my almost like quote unquote like part-time job sustaining me. I have my clients, we're stable. If one of them goes, that's fine. I can get another one, like we're good. And the other one is where I get to then focus all of my creative energy, where I get to write the sales pages, where I get to like improve my marketing, where, this is what I'm working on now, is really improving my messaging and marketing, where I get to show up, where I get to put all of my passion and my love. So this is my focus, and that feels so good. That feels so good to me. So I have to treat it as a priority. If this is what I want to grow even more than what it is now, I have to treat it like that, right? I have to make it a priority. So this is what I'm doing. So instead of balancing, I am now pausing. And the reason that I'm able to make this decision is, like I said, to reiterate, the intuition, the self-trust. And a third reason is because what is my dream life? I know what my goals are. I know what I want my life to look like. I'm like most of the way there. And then of course your dreams evolve and you go further, and you're always evolving. But I know, and because I know this, it is my North Star, and I'm able to make business decisions quickly. And this is the intangible piece of what I also do with my coaching clients, right? It is the strategy because, as you say, I work with these and I have been working for the past 4 or 5 years with 6 and 7 figure businesses. I know all the strategies. I know them all. Every strategy works. Every strategy works. The key, the magic is building up these things that are intangible, is building up your self-trust, is really practicing deepening your intuition and listening to it, is knowing what your dream life is knowing what you're amazing at, where your passion really lies, and trusting that. This is a big piece of what I do with my clients in any of my programs. The most, of course, is working one-on-one. So together, this is where we get to dive the deepest, where we get to do all of the things, where you get to come at me and Voxer and in our calls, and where we get to go through it. And I use all of my training, all of my PhD training in clinical psychology, along with the strategy of the OBM business. I use all of these pieces along with my own spiritual journey, my own practices to coach my clients, to get them to where they want to be, to have a business that feels so good to them, to be able to say goodbye to something that they've been working on and feel good about that goodbye. Goodbye for now. I have a friend who says that, bye for now. And I think it's really lovely, so they get to say goodbye for now and come back to it when they're ready, or let it go, but feel confident in that decision. This is what makes the biggest difference in your business and your life and everything, because it carries over everywhere in your life. So I invite you, if this is something that you are interested in, if this resonates with you, please reach out to me. Let's connect and see how it is that I can support you in creating the business that you love and doing it with intention and doing it with building these long-lasting, intangible skills, for lack of a better word, that will support you in every area, every aspect of your life. So with that, I will wrap this up today, to wrap up the behind the scenes, and invite you to connect with me on Instagram, to connect with me on Thread. I told you, I'm in all the places. So it'll all be in the show notes. And I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this episode. There's also a thing where you can text me, which is crazy, just directly through this platform, through your podcast. So very cool. But anyhow, that is it. I will wrap it up. Goodbye for now. And I will talk to you guys next time.